How's it going, everybody? My name is Warner Fields with Fields of Profit, and today I'm joined by my friend Chase, who's actually one of our students from the FBA Roadmap who is crushing it, and we're just here to have a quick conversation about kind of the things he's doing in his business to grow pretty quickly. So if you want to kind of quickly introduce yourself, let them know where you're at in your Amazon journey now, we can kind of just roll from there.
Hey guys, my name's Chase. I started Amazon at the end of May, so the end of this month will be around 3 months. And yeah, basically just started watching YouTube. I didn't know anything about selling on Amazon. I was pretty much a fresh student. Started watching all of Warner's videos. I've actually watched pretty much every single one of them and just studied for like 2 weeks straight. And now yesterday I had one of my biggest days, 4K in sales. So I hit over $3,800, and next month I should be able to hit 50K.
Awesome. That's amazing. What are you sitting about right around every month right now?
Right now I'm at 27,000.
Awesome. That's super cool. Yeah. So what kind of got you started in Amazon? How'd you just wander into selling random stuff on Amazon?
So I came from a shoe background. So I actually came from drop shipping. So I do a lot of drop shipping on Facebook, and it's completely different. I never hold any inventory. So that was kind of different for me, but I knew shoes. So I started with that. Nike was one of the first things I got ungated for before I actually sold any product. So I know a lot of people are wondering, like, can you get ungated before you sell something? So I did. It was the first thing I sold, and that helped me kind of just get those higher number sales quickly.
That's awesome. Yeah. And are you still focusing on shoes, or are you just selling anything that's profitable?
Anything. I do a lot of shoes just because I'm good at it. But yeah, if anything's profitable, I'm buying it. I'm checking those charts, and yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And there's going to be some brand new sellers or wannabe sellers watching this video. How much are you spending on software every month to kind of generate that revenue?
So I think around like 150. I have just the classics, SellerAmp, BQool, and Keepa. That's it. I recently got BQool because I have like over 250 ASINs now. So yeah, but just those three, and that's all you need really.
Awesome. Yeah. Keeping it simple at the start is usually the best course of action. Like there's new sellers that walk in and there's a million different softwares and stuff we can use, but just kind of starting with the simple solution that's effective. For me, that's been reverse sourcing. I'm sure you're well familiar with that. Is that kind of how you're finding a lot of your products?
It is just straight through reverse sourcing on SellerAmp. And a lot of people have asked me, do I have tactical arbitrage? And no, I don't. I haven't even used it. Been finding tons of stuff every day. I just actually hired a VA, and she's been sending me tons of good leads. So that's been cool as well.
Awesome. Yeah. So, it feels like everyone knows that reverse sourcing is an awesome way to start, but there's definitely a level of expertise that comes to it. Is there kind of one or two tips that you could give for someone who's kind of just starting out struggling to understand, like what kind of clicked for you to understand how to do it?
Yeah. So the first couple of days, I didn't really find anything, and I was going through all these items, and I was just like, man, what is going on? And then literally on that fourth day, I struck gold. I started finding so many items. And then after that, became a lot easier. So my one tip would just be, don't give up after the first day. If you can't find anything, just keep pushing because you're brand new at it. So you're not going to be that good at first. But if you keep watching the videos, you keep looking through items, then you'll definitely find stuff. And SellerAmp helps out a lot just because you can click that Google button, compare it to Amazon, and then just move on from there.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone's always asking me, like, how do I do it? What's the secret? There's not really a secret. It just comes with putting in those reps. Really, it comes down to knowing, like, this certain category has this sale on this website, and kind of combining all that information and knowledge together honestly gives you a nice moat. Like, it helps you find your first product. But then as you've been selling on Amazon for years, like I can go into these storefronts and see products where I know, I can do this cashback and this coupon and this kind of thing that people don't know about. And so even as an advanced seller, I can still generate moats doing the exact same thing that a lot of these beginner sellers are doing, which is super awesome to see. Just with that one kind of simple method. And you also mentioned that you had hired your first virtual assistant. What was that process like for you?
So I actually went through Fast Track, and she came ready. I gave her a little bit of training, but and then basically she's been giving me around 5 to 10 items every single day. I've been purchasing those items, and it pretty much pays for itself. I know a lot of people are caught up with, like, should you get a VA or not? And you really don't even need one. Like, for the point that I'm at, I really don't need one. I just wanted it that way I can get those extra leads because I plan to scale up very soon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know what a VA is, it just stands for virtual assistant. Typically it's like an employee that you hire from like the Philippines or Colombia in this case, or just, any country around the world. In this case, we're having them source products for us. And it's really nice because obviously it frees up your time to kind of do that, focus on the bigger picture. But having virtual assistants has been something that definitely helps me a lot. And as you kind of scale your business, you can start to outsource different aspects of the business, which is something that I'm just starting to dabble with, which is really cool. Kind of trying to become a business owner instead of, buying yourself a job, which, a lot of sellers, when they first start out, they're buying themselves a job, but it's important to make sure you're building a business, right? So on that subject, what's kind of your vision within your Amazon business? What are your goals? Are you going to do private label? Are you just going to scale this? Like, how much time do you want to spend? Like, what's in the forecast for you?
Yeah, so I'm doing full-time Amazon. I definitely plan on doing doing private label. I'm going to do everything. I definitely see 100K months in my future. I've been working on my credit. I got like 5 Amexes. So I basically just, long story short, I watched all the videos, took heavy action, and I plan to take it really far. And yeah, pretty exciting how quickly like stuff can change in 60 days.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point you're kind of touching on. So when would you say in your starting journey, like was it week 1, month 1? When did things kind of start to click and you're like, oh, it's just pull this lever and buy it and ship it in?
I'd say really just recently, like everything's really clicking. So after say month 2, I'm getting more confident and I don't have any problem just swiping the card, almost like a video game. I just want to see how much I can spend on profitable items.
Yeah. Are you using a prep center right now?
I'm not. I was actually at ASD yesterday and I got the information for this one by Garrett or Amazon and Instagram if you know him. So that's definitely going to help me with my workload. You can see I got quite a lot of stuff. So I turned my living room into a warehouse and it's going good.
Awesome. Yeah, you're saying it feels like a video game now. Wait till you start swiping the card and you never even see it. Then it's really just a video game. That's awesome though. You're hustling, filling up the living room. That's what it's all about, right? Yeah. So I guess another thing, kind of the technical stuff that people are going to be wondering, what kind of startup budget did you have for this business? A lot of people, they'll be like, oh, I only have $2,000 or $1,000. I can't do anything.
So yeah, I started with like 5K spend and then out of my pocket. And then I just decided that I would start leveraging my credit cards, Rakuten, stuff like that. So I got the Amex Plum. You can pay it off every 60 days instead of every 30. So that really helps you float money for Amazon. And that's when I got more confident to start spending all this money. So I'm doing a little bit of mixture between cash and credit.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. And for those of you at home, add a quick disclaimer. I don't recommend initially starting on credit, but once you kind of learn the ropes a little bit, like it's a great way to scale. Typically I wouldn't, I just can't in good faith go out and over leverage on credit cards and stuff, but it can be a good way to do it once you really know what you're doing. And once I knew what I was doing, I've done that a couple times as well. So yeah, it's definitely a great way to grow, right?
And I definitely did have a lot of the money in backup too. So I wasn't just out spending it.
Yeah. As long as you got it backed up, right? It's money you can like you're starting a business. Like even though we have a ton of data and all that kind of stuff shows us exactly how fast stuff is going to sell, it's still a risk. So it's important to make sure you're covered there. Definitely. Yeah. So we kind of talked a little bit about how you're finding products now. What's kind of your next step? Are you going to try out some new tools? You're going to grow your team? Like how are you going to build from here?
Pretty much kind of just copying what you're doing. I noticed you said you're scaling up pretty quickly. You have like 15 VAs now, or
yeah, we're at 10 right now. Kind of an experiment. It seems to be working though. We've doubled our spend since last month, so we'll see.
Yeah, so I definitely want to get at least 3 and definitely a buyer so I can have someone like kind of like what you have, someone to look over those leads, and then once those leads are validated, have someone to buy it. That takes a lot of time off my hands. So I really like the idea of how you're automating your business. So that's definitely my plans in the future.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great way to go. Yeah, so just kind of wrapping up here for the guy or girl who's at home, who's maybe they've sold their first product or they're still thinking about selling their first product on Amazon. What kind of advice would you have for them just getting started out on Amazon?
Yeah, so first thing I would say definitely get that knowledge, watch the information on YouTube because his channel is great. That's literally all I used. And then at the same time, don't have analysis paralysis, which is where you're just watching these videos and not taking any action. So watch the videos and then go out there, start scanning items and just start your business if that's what you want to do, because there's really nothing holding you back.
Yeah, I like that. You're not going to learn anything by continuing to watch YouTube and not actually putting in action, right? Like you got to do it at some point. I like that. Yeah. And just in case anyone wanted to reach out and network with you, where can they find you?
So my Instagram is right here, Zoom Sneakers. So go ahead and give me a follow and follow the journey.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks a bunch for watching this video, guys. If you wanted to check out the FBA roadmap, the guide that Chase and a ton of other guys are using to find a pretty good amount of success on Amazon, link's going to be down below for that. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that. Always happy to answer those. Really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.
Peace.